Another morning, another walk. Surprisingly great weather we've been having, almost summery. Everybody's been in lockdown, not allowed to go very far apart from their supposed one piece of exercise a day. Well, I go out more than once a day. Certainly not going to be buying into the fear. Have you bought into the fear of this? Everybody seems to be running on it at the present moment. And funny, I think I talked in one of the videos about the computer modelling that's been used to predict death rates and spread of the disease. The guy that did the computer modelling for this one is notorious for getting it wrong. For instance, in the mad cow BSE outbreak in the early 2000s, he predicted something like, I think it was 60,000 deaths or 100,000 deaths. There were 146. And the beer bug has been predicted to have 3 million by his computer model, and this is what the government's running off. And he's had to revise his estimates to 60,000. And even that might be too much. Guys, you've been sold a con, you've been sold a lie. A complete and utter misinformation about what's going on. This is not serious. This is not life-threatening to most of the population. Well, I say that depends on who you are. Apparently 3/4 of the people that have died are obese. 80% have been obese. And type 2 diabetes, and the other rest of them have probably had metabolic syndrome, which is insulin resistance from eating too many carbohydrates. People, government says eat your whole grains, eat your bread, eat your pasta, eat your donuts if you want. Well, you might not be obese, or you might not think you're that fat, but it causes you to store fat on the inside as well, and you get insulin resistance, metabolic syndrome. Something like 90% of Americans have got it, or 80%, 80 or 90%. We will be similar, because we're kind of second to the Americans in this sort of thing. And this is what this whole thing's been based on: is selling you this lie of we're all going to die, whereas it's not. The reality of that's not happening. And the Chancellor for the other day saying that we'll be economically back to normal really quickly. He's clueless. I know he's got to kind of say it, and probably doesn't believe it, because in the background he'll know that that's not true. But if he said the truth, we'd all, I don't know, be even more scared. Is that possible? Because we've been soft. Country's soft. Glad we got out of Europe. Europe's down the toilet, and we were going with it. We're too bothered about what other people think of us. We're too bothered with buying dumb shit that we don't need. And all these people posturing on social media that they're this and they're that, they're successful, they're producing this flashy image. They're all going to be working in Burger King and Starbucks. Because it's happening, people. 35% reduction in the GDP is predicted. I'm not sure what the current unemployment predictions are, but in America's unemployment claims have went to 22 million, which far exceeds whatever it was in the Great Depression, massively more than that. We'll be heading into several million unemployed, and this just seems to be of it's all right, we'll not bother. The government will bail us out. We'll be fine, This is another way of controlling you, another way of making you scared, putting you in their back pocket, so if something like this happens again, you'll comply. And this will happen again. And this whole, where did it come from? It came from a bat, or... Well, actually, no. The evidence is now, and it has been out for a while because I heard somebody talking about it, when it started, a bioweapons specialist who wrote the European Treaty, he said it came out of a lab in Wuhan, China. Their security is terrible, and they're notorious for bad practices, animal disposal. So they probably chucked it, sold them in the market, and then that's where it's come from. So no, it came from Wuhan. Most of these pandemics come from China, funnily enough. So was this planned? Is this something that all along was going to happen? I don't know. But there's a lot more going on in the background, if you dig beneath it, than government. Governments are just puppets and pawns for a wider control that is going on behind the scenes. And if you don't want to believe that, then you're in trouble. Sit back and just keep watching Netflix and drinking your beer. I'll be all right. This is bad. This is going to be bad, and I think people have stuck their head in the sand and they're not realising how bad it is. They're living in cloud cuckoo land, most people, and it really is amazing how stupid and compliant that the majority of the population are, and I don't know if that's their fault because they don't want to see the truth, or they're just being so blindly bought into believing what they're told and doing what they're told. Stay at home, be a good citizen, don't spread the virus, keep the NHS safe, flatten the curve. Well, that's great, you've just flattened the curve, you've just flattened the economy. We're looking at probably negative interest rates as well, by the way. So if you've got money in the bank, you have to pay the bank for that. So there we go. I'm looking at probably deflation to start off with, a reduction in goods and services, because that's dropped off the cliff. The economy will deflationary, but with all this money getting pumped in, it'll probably go the other way, switch itself when everything gets back on stream. So we're in for a world of pain, but obviously there's light at the end of the tunnel. This is a great opportunity to make money, basically, and gain financial independence. If you've got a job at the moment, then you're sitting at home, hopefully you're learning something. Hopefully you're spending the time meaningfully to try and educate yourself and give yourself your family a better future. And there'll be a few people that are doing that right now, and I know from all the research that I do that this is happening. People are doing it, but it's still very, very small percentage. Most people are sitting on the couch watching Netflix. I mean, yeah, I'm at home working. I'm not furloughed because I can't be, because I won't get any money. So I run a business, so I don't just stop. Oh well, let's just stop and sit at home and get paid 80%. Nah, that doesn't work. I can't get that. I don't get any help for that. Not that I could anyway, because I would still have to be working towards starting back up again. So this is all right for the employees and the government, but they haven't done enough for small businesses. I mean, as a small business owner, every £1,000 worth of revenue I create, the exchequer, the taxman, the country gets £400 of that. So I'm producing a lot for the country, giving jobs, a lot of money into the coffers every year of the government, but don't seem to be getting any of the help that's necessary. What they've done is laughable. So it is, and I don't know why it's like that. I don't know. Well, I do actually know why it's like that, because the system's broken. They don't care. They're not interested. They're only interested in big businesses and keeping them going and bailing the businesses out, the bigger ones. Well, maybe they should fail. Maybe we should fail. Maybe our business should stand financially on its own. And it is at the moment, because we haven't got any help of the government. So we are, but some of the big ones are getting huge amounts of money pumped into them. And a lot of that will be going into the back pockets of the executives and the directors. And if the company can't survive for a couple of months, then maybe it should be let to reset, go out of business, restructure, and charge more possibly for a service. Certainly in our industry, things aren't the correct price. They haven't been for a long time. They're artificially low in our sector. Don't get into construction or anything to do with that. There's no money in it. Online retail. Online is the way forward. Online business. No overheads and massive profit margins. Can all be managed from a computer from your house. That's the way forward, people. Hopefully you'll get some opportunities out of this. Another note: oil prices have crashed. They're negative now. They're paying you to take the oil away. That just shows you how bad it's getting. Nobody wants oil because nobody's doing anything. But they can't turn off production. They have to keep producing because the wells break if you turn them off, and they're too expensive to restart. So there's massive capacity there. Maybe a time to look at oil futures because they're down at possibly as low as they go. We'll see when the stock market opens today. But yep, oil prices decimated. Funnily enough, the stock market's still pumping. All that money that's getting put into it is inflating it, so it's going up. It's going up as unemployment goes up and businesses go out of business. The stock market keeps going up. It's really quite mad. And I think we'll have a correction on that. I think we'll have another big correction before this is over. I'm keeping my eye on that as I'm doing a course at the moment to learn how to trade the markets. And that's one way of playing with the big boys, is playing in the financial economy, which is where you want to be. That's where the money is, and instead of working for your minimum wage or job that gets you a couple of grand a year or a couple of grand a month, even 3,000-4,000 a month, not that much. You can trade and run online businesses and earn a lot more than that. And it doesn't take, you don't have to be rocket science to do it, you just have to have the knowledge. Trading the markets takes knowledge, but you can start with £100, £500 account. You can practice, you can have a paper trading account, so you can practice from whatever course you do, but just watch which ones it is. Some of them are shonky, some of them are not reliable. Or you can look at YouTube and get it for free. Have to spend a lot more time researching things though, but if you've got the time, hey, why not? And start a paper trading account. And then once you're confident enough, use real money. And you can grow a £100, £500 account, taking a few percent, 5-10% out of certain trades. You could give yourself a couple of months, 3 months, your £500 or £100 initial investment will be several £1,000s. And then you start to, when you're trading, you start to make real income off of it. If you've got a bigger account, obviously, if you're looking at taking 10% out of £5,000 every week, then it's £500. There you go, £500 a week. So do you need a job? Probably not. And you can do a lot of this while working or not working, as it is at the present moment. After hours, weekends. Why going out on a Friday night? Well, weekends not for going out and drinking and doing nothing. Weekend is for learning. If you're in a job, you should be using that time wisely and not sitting down in front of the TV. It's all about how you use your time. So there's plenty of time now, loads of time now to learn something. And obviously, when you go back to work, if you go back to work, because you might not, you've got time then as well. So make use of it. So it's a finite amount. We don't get any more than we're going to get, and wasting it's not a good idea. And as you get older, you kind of realise that. Maybe when you're young, you don't really care too much about it. I think the ones that do, the ones that are switched on when they're young, and I've met a few of them that they've found themselves, they've connected. They have a massively better outlook on life earlier on. It took me a long time to figure that out. And it'd have been easier doing it when I was 25, not 45. But hey, opportunities arise, as I said, in the next 6 to 12 months. You just got to be ready for them and take them. Be selfish. Do it for yourself. Stop worrying about what other people think of you. Stop buying dumb shit. Don't buy new cars. You don't need to buy new clothes. You don't need to buy anything if you've already got it. Hunker down, save the money, learn, and become financially free. So yeah, enjoy your day, everybody. Just about back at the house, and I'll see what the day brings for me.